Serena Woodsen is the worst. She ruined several of Blair's relationships, and let's not forget in episode 1 we found out that Serena slept with Blair's boyfriend. Hello fellow TV lovers, I'm Matthew, and this is The Worst, a show where we dissect TV shows old and new through the lens of their very worst characters. Because it's not mean if the person we're ripping to shreds is fictional, right? Today we're talking about the worst Upper East Sider of them all, and no, it's not Ramona Singer, it's Serena Woodsen. If you don't know what Gossip Girl is, where the have you been the last 10 years? But if for some reason you haven't seen Gossip Girl and you're watching this video, I will walk you through it. Since we're talking about Gossip Girl, it's only right for me to make a martini because that is Serena and Blair's go-to drink. Gossip Girl is about a group of privileged teens on the Upper East Side, and they're not just privileged, like they're like next level privileged, like richer than the Kardashians. They are like old money rich. Gossip Girl paints very old money, Fifth Avenue, Madison Avenue, pearls, Cartier, Harry Winston, Gucci, everything, you name it, the designer is in the show. Like Vera Wang was in this show herself, like Vera Wang was on the show. The show focuses on two toxic best friends, Blair and Serena, but today I'm talking about Serena Woodsen being the worst because Blair Waldorf is the best. And that's the only right answer there is. So if you're a Serena stan, I'm sorry. You can love Blake Lively, but you can hate Serena Woodsen. And I'm gonna walk through why Serena Woodsen is the worst. She's a bad friend. Serena is an awful friend to her supposed BFF, Blair. She ruined several of Blair's relationships, and let's not forget in episode 1 we found out that Serena slept with Blair's boyfriend and then left town in the middle of the night because she felt too guilty to tell Blair what she did. And wouldn't tell her. And Blair found out from Nate.
Before I found out you had sex with my boyfriend.
And she also secretly recorded herself having sex with Dan to get back at Blair for having a relationship with him. Are you kidding me? Or when she showed Prince Louis's mom evidence of Blair being manipulative to try and ruin her relationship with the prince. What? Serena is constantly stealing the spotlight from Blair intentionally and unintentionally, like when she shows up to the photo shoot that it's supposed to be the both of them for Eleanor Waldorf Designs, and Serena steals the spotlight from Blair for her own mom's fashion line. And she knew how important it was.
You've got to be kidding me.
Fantastic. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Come on,
there she is. Blair, come on, quick. What took you so long?
You take everything from me! Nate, my mom,
Blair.
you can't even help it. It's who you are.
And she didn't just do that, she also made Blair feel kind of like insecure about it because she was getting through it so easily. Like, me right now recording this, like I'm insecure, okay? I can't go in and like, I need encouragement. And then when she like got confronted about it, she basically said, Blair, you're trying to ruin my spotlight. But like ultimately it was like Serena going in and she stole the photo shoot from her. And I think that's a bad friend. Serena purposefully stole Blair's dream of going to Yale when she knew it was her like one thing that she wanted. She only wanted to go to Yale and it wanted to be her thing, but she purposefully stole that dream from her in spite of her because they weren't getting along that day.
This isn't just another thing on a laundry list. This is Yale, my dream. You crossed the line.
I can admit that Blair and Serena were both bad friends to each other, but Serena always took it to extremes and then pretended like she did nothing wrong. Blair at least accepts and embraces her manipulative ways, but Serena floats through life pretending like she's so innocent and gets through every situation because she's Serena Woodsen and she's beautiful and she can just get through life unscathed. And that's why Serena is the worst. Serena is very selfish, like peak selfish. She up and left Pete Fairman as he was having a overdose. Let me set the scene. Serena, Georgina, and Pete Fairman go to a hotel room and start doing copious amounts of drugs. Georgina, being Georgina, sets up a camera, so there's a sex tape of them having this threesome. But then they're doing cocaine and Pete overdoses and Serena and Georgina freak out and leave. They leave this guy dying on the bed because there was drugs in the room and they didn't want to get in trouble for having all these drugs everywhere. And he has an overdose and dies. So she like indirectly killed someone. And that to me is a terrible person. She leaves New York to go to boarding school in Connecticut to leave trouble. And then she has an affair with her teacher. Then her teacher goes to jail because her mom finds out about it and puts him in prison for sleeping with a minor. But he didn't know she was a minor because Serena was floating through thinking, oh, it's fine, I can sleep with whoever I want. There's consequences for that. You were a minor. You're in high school. She's the worst. She's a bad daughter. Serena is a very bad daughter. Her and her mom are like the same person, and she never listens to her mom. She is dating Dan while her mom is dating Rufus. That's weird. I would never date my mom's boyfriend's son. It's like incestuous. It's like really bizarre. And they made it work somehow, I don't know. Because she's pretty and because she's privileged and because she's rich and she's stylish, she gets through everything. She floats through life seamlessly. She never has any consequences for her actions, and she just gets away with everything. Where Blair doesn't. Blair does not get away with anything. But she's a master manipulator, which is why I love her. And that's why Serena is the worst and Blair is the best. Of course I like Gossip Girl. It's like one of my favorite shows. It's in my top 3. It's in my top 3 of favorite shows. The show itself is incredible. I appreciate shows that put effort into production value. So like, they originally were not gonna film in New York City. They were gonna film on a soundstage, and they were like, I don't wanna do that. That's not like authentic to New York. And like, I'm so glad that they decided to film this show in New York because you can point the camera in any direction and it looks good. So it's authentic, it's great. I loved it. I loved the casting. The only reason why people like Serena Woodsen is because Blake Lively played her. That's just the truth. That's the only reason why that character had any allure, and that character is extremely flawed and is the worst. OG Gossip Girl is a 10 out of 10. Amazing character development, great character arcs. On a scale of hints of jerk to the absolute worst, Serena Woodsen should have saved us all the nonsense and stayed in Connecticut. To recap, Serena Woodsen is a terrible friend, incredibly selfish, and a bad daughter, and therefore that makes her the worst. Honorable mention to Jenny Humphrey for always trying to ruin Blair's life. Like, you can't ruin Blair's life. You're the worst. Thank you for watching The Worst. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn your notifications on.